Hello, my name is Swapna Elias, and welcome to Studio Art and Design 1. I'm going to give you some information about my course and also a little bit about me. So I've been teaching at McLean High School for 14 years and 17 in the county. My graduate degree is from Maryland Institute College of Art, where I majored in art education. I'm also the Visual Arts Department Chair and the National Art Honors sponsor. Outside of school, I'm also a mom to two kids who are also about to embark on virtual learning, so I can certainly understand the parent perspective. So in the presentation, I'm going to cover some course overview, the grading policy, and communication. So to give you a little information about Studio Art and Design, it's a foundation level course, so students do not really need to have any prior experience in art. We usually get students with various abilities of skill, and it really doesn't matter where they're starting from. We're going to be guiding them through the fundamentals of design and really kind of meeting them where they are. They'll be doing a lot of assignments where they're going to be encouraged to think creatively and critically. We'll be looking at a lot of different media and processes, and I know that is, you're probably wondering how we are going to be making a very hands-on class possible in this virtual world. And we have come up with all sorts of solutions and really hope to continue that in the virtual world as well. We want our students to be working with media, and we're going to be providing them with art kits, which I will talk a little bit more about later on in my presentation. One of the things I would stress is that students need to have some sort of space, whether it's, it doesn't have to be a large space, but some sort of quiet space to make art while they're doing their virtual learning, whether it's like a desk or a table or a corner of their room. They're going to need some area where they can lay down some paper and experiment with some of the materials that we're going to be providing them. They're going to be working on projects that are really encouraging them to think about their own personal experiences and how that informs their art making. They're also going to be looking at a lot of artists both from art history and from the contemporary world. Students are going to be keeping a visual journal, which is in a digital form, and it will be a way in which that they document their process, like their sketches, artist research, self-reflection, and really just kind of breaking down all stages of their process, which is a very important component in the way we assess them as well, to make sure that they're really kind of going through that process and working through those habits that artists develop, which we believe will help them in their other classes as well, because these are, again, creative and critical thinking skills that they may use in other areas. So there is a $65 fee for the course, which provides the students with all of the materials that they need for the whole year. They will be provided in an art kit. The school will be informing you of the dates in which you can come pick up the art supply kits. They will, for now, we're looking at the last week of September, where they'll pick up their art kits along with other school supplies. So more about that once we start school. We'll keep everyone informed about when they can get their art supplies. But the goal is that we are going to only be doing projects that involve materials that they have in these art kits, and the materials are going to allow them to experiment with a wide variety of things that they're going to have a lot of choices. So some expectations for the course. Students need to make sure they're on time, they're actively engaged in the art making activities. During the synchronous session, you may find that students are not going to be on the screen the entire time. And again, because this is a very hands-on class, they will be taking screen breaks to make art, to actually physically be, whether it's a drawing from observation or going to kind of collect materials, gather resources, work in their sketchbook. They are going to be having those periods of time where you may see a timer on the screen and an activity that they're supposed to be doing. They're always engaging in an art activity throughout the session, but it will not be, and the entire time will not be looking at a screen, which we're hoping is going to be a really good thing for students to take to have those activities where they really can enjoy doing hands-on things. They'll be documenting all of their work in their visual journal, and we will be giving them instructions on how to do that. We expect students to, again, like I said before, have a quiet place to make art. During class, I'll be talking about different solutions for that. Not that space is an issue, and many times, even for me, I have had to really problem solve and come up with a little studio space in my home, and I'll be sharing, how I did that. Test your mic and camera before class starts to make sure that it's working and make sure students are dressed appropriately. We're going to rather encourage that they have their video on so that we can see them. It really helps to be able to see them when we're trying to get to know them and build that relationship. And above all, to stay positive. Being an artist, being open-minded and staying positive is a really important element. So looking at grading, we have a grading policy that is uniform throughout the visual arts department. We grade 75% based on the artistic process, and the product is 25%. And that weight is divided up in that way because we believe the process is so integral to the development of being an artist and really understanding that process. And it really allows students to fully engage in the artwork and experiment and get credit for being open-minded and trying out new things without that fear of what the final product is going to look like. Sometimes the product might turn out great, and sometimes the process might have been amazing, but the product may not always match up with what they expected, and that's just part of the process. So we try to balance it out so that we're really focusing heavily on the artistic process. And as students go through the year, they'll find that their products are going to the quality of their products are going to start getting better and better the more invested they are in the process. The final grade is calculated as an average of all 4 quarters. So communication. Google Classroom is going to be our primary source for all of the assignments. This is where we're going to post our assignments and daily activities. Blackboard Collaborate Ultra is going to be the link that students receive in their email is what we're going to use for our virtual sessions. And these are some of the other platforms that we use. Blackboard 24/7. Here is where students will find the syllabus, any information about the course itself, the schedule, and parent communication can happen via Blackboard. Class app is a feature that is going to be shared with all students to help them stay organized. That's something that I know will be a challenge for many students this year because they have so many online activities to kind of plan out. So this app, it was created just so students can have everything in one area for visual art for their studio art course. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. So this is what it would look like on their phone. It has, once they actually, it's not an actual app, it's really a Google slide presentation that's made to look like an app. And so, but they can put it in their phones as basically as an app. So they can click on any of these icons here and it'll take them to these places. So if I go to courses and I click on Studio Art and Design, I can go to level 1 and that will take me to the course site and the weekly message, which is the message they'll be getting every Monday, which has a list of things that are due that particular week. So hopefully that will be beneficial and make things a little bit easier for them to stay organized in this class. And that's my contact information. My office hours are from 10 to 10:45 a.m. on Mondays. And I'm going to let students know that they can also schedule appointments with me. Really, if there's any question that they have, they can always email me, get in touch, and we can set up an appointment. Thank you so much, and I am looking forward to getting to know your student this year. I know it's going to be a great year.